What's going on, guys? So in today's video, I'm going to walk through exactly why all diets fail, why diets are not the best option to follow, and what you can do to change that. So super short video, straight to the point. I hope you guys get some value out of this. If you do, please click the like, share it with your friends, and spread the word. So let's dive right into why all diets fail and why going on a diet may not be the best solution to your problem. So, what does your current situation look like? You might look like this guy at the bottom of the page. You got everything figured out, and then you're like, there's too many things, do this, do that. I'm trying to figure it all out at once. I quit. You give up. And it's not that you don't know what to do, it's that just like this picture shows, you basically have information overload. You're trying to figure out everything at once. So many different people are telling you different things to do. Everybody seems like one person says don't eat this, and then the next video you watch, the same guy or a different guy tells you, well, don't eat that, and then you're stuck like, well, what's to eat? Like, one guy says eat it, the other guy says don't eat it. I don't know what to do. I'm just not going to do anything. So if that sounds like you, it's completely normal to feel like that. I have felt like that myself, and it's perfectly okay to be feeling like that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a society we live in today is information overload, and a lot of people get overwhelmed and just quit, just like this guy. So we're going to break it down exactly why your diet may be failing you and what you can do to fix it. So before we move on, does this sound like you? Are you starting a new diet on Monday only to give up by Wednesday? Most people say, oh, I'm going to start on Monday. They do it for a couple of days, and then by Wednesday, you're like, I can't do this. This is too hard. I give up. Is that you? Are you tired of restricting yourself all day and then binging on cookies at night? Because I know full well that person was me. I was super restrictive on myself. I would make it a couple of days, maybe even a week or two, but then I realized as soon as I got that cookie, I had one bite, I could not stop myself. I would eat the whole bag, and then I would be super bloated and feel horrible about myself. So being super restrictive can definitely cause some negative effects on your life. And lastly, are you losing weight for a few weeks, but then gaining it all back after you stop that diet you started? Is that you? If that's you, then I think this video will give you some value on how to fix that and how to stop going on diets. And even without going on a diet, I'm going to show you how to see results without doing it. So what if there was a way you didn't have to go on a diet because it's restrictive, you binge eat, or you just quit? And what if there was a way that you could not do that and still see results? So that's what we're going to walk through today. So let me move this guy. All right. Now that we covered that, let's see how you're feeling. What is your current state? Do you feel frustrated? Like you put in so much effort, but you never seem to make any progress? Every time you cheat on your diet, you feel like a failure? Do you start things and then quit because you can't follow through because it's too restrictive? Do you feel exhausted? Maybe you are trying to work on your health. Are you tired of tracking every single calorie, weighing all your meals, and constantly thinking about food? You feel like food is your number one priority on your mind through the entire day. That's not how it should be. You should be focused on becoming a better man, better spouse, working on your career, you shouldn't be thinking about food all day long. And that can be mentally draining by focusing on the all or nothing mindset, where one slip up, one bad chip, one bad cookie ruins your entire week. That's not how you should feel. Do you feel guilty for eating the foods that you love, like pizza, ice cream, because they're off limits from your diet? You ask yourself, why can't I just have more self control? And then you beat yourself up like, I can't stop myself from eating these cookies. What's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you, but that's what you're telling yourself. Are you confused, wondering why every diet you try eventually stops working? Maybe you see some results, but then as soon as you stop that diet, everything comes back. Maybe you lost 10 pounds, but as soon as you stop, you gain it all back right away. You're like, what's going on? Like, it worked, but I can't sustain this long term. And then I gained everything back. So what does it really take to build a healthy relationship with food? Let's check it out. I might be the first person to tell you that you are not the problem. Your diet is the problem. Many people blame themselves. They say, I can't follow through. I don't have the self-control. I'm too weak. I'm too lazy. What if I told you, what if we flipped the script and said, it's not your fault. It's the diet's fault. The diet you're following is set up for failure in the first place. This has nothing to do with you yourself. You've likely followed through on many other commitments in life, work, family, whatever it may be. You can follow through with things. You've done it countless times in your life. It's not that you cannot follow through with things, it's that you're following through with something that's set up for failure in the first place. Okay? And it's not about lacking self-control either. Craving certain foods or struggling to stick to extreme restrictions isn't a sign of weakness or lack of willpower. It's not about being weak or lazy. Just because you've stopped a diet doesn't mean you're not committed or capable. Likely you're very capable and committed in your life. The problem is not you. The problem is the diet that you're following, is the nutrition guidelines that you're following that you may or may not be following. It's not you. It's the things that you're doing, the diets, the nutrition advice that you're looking to. Those are the problem, not you. We identified the problem is not you. Let's figure out what's wrong with the diet that we are following. Why do these things not work? Or let's switch it. Diets can work, and you may have likely seen results on a diet, but as soon as you stop following that diet, you gain it all back and you're back to square one. So diets do work, but they don't work long term. As soon as you stop, that's when everything just comes right back and you're right where you started in the first place. So bringing it back, diets are short-term fixes. They're like putting duct tape on a cracked road. Are you really fixing the problem, or are you just covering up the problem, letting it fall apart later on? A short-term fix. Diets are designed for quick results. They're not meant for lifelong habits, and they're unsustainable over time. It's not you, man. It's not you. I know you blame yourself. I know you tell yourself you lack the self-control, you lack the motivation, you're too lazy, whatever it may be. It's not your fault. You're just following a wrong diet plan, wrong guidelines that don't fit your lifestyle. And we're going to figure out why and how to fix that. The main reason diets fail is because they lack flexibility. they're too rigid, and it leads to failure. The diets are too strict on the food restrictions. It makes it hard to follow in social events when you're traveling, and it creates feelings of guilt when broken. So the main reason they don't work, they're not flexible with your life. And that's one of the main things you need. You're never going to be living the same routine every single day. You're never not going to be traveling. You're not going to have a birthday party, a wedding, whatever it may be, going out with your friends. Like, being on a diet is so strict and you can't enjoy life. It's not the best way to go about it, and there are better ways to still enjoy life and see results, which is the way I like to coach my clients to get the best results while still enjoying life, not missing out on birthdays, still being able to eat the cake and not feel guilty. Like, that's the way you should be living. You shouldn't be super restrictive, and then when you do have the cookie or the cake, you just go crazy and eat the whole thing, and then you gain the 10 pounds back. Like, that's not the way it should be. So second, diets focus on deprivation. Yeah, I love this picture. You're chained to your diet. Like, you're locked in. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, you can't have certain foods. You can't eat this many calories. Like, there's so many things you cannot do. You're always thinking about your food. Will this fit my plan? Will this not fit my plan? Is this going to mess everything up? Like, you're chained to your diet. And that's not how it should be. It's restriction versus balance. Diets eliminate entire food groups or certain calories, which can ultimately lead to nutrient deficiencies, cause binge eating or emotional eating after the diet ends. So focusing on a diet is going to lead to extreme deprivation, leading to a rebound effect, causing you to fail. Now, looking at the most important aspect that I think diets ignore is the long-term lifestyle. Like, do you want a quick fix, or do you want to be healthy for the next 3 months, or do you want to be healthy for the next 3 years? Like, what's more important to you? To me, not only I want to be healthy for the next 3 years, I want to be healthy for the rest of my life. And diets are not sustainable in that effect. You're not going to be able to sustain these things over a long period of time. Just like the things we stated before. If you're traveling, if you're going to the birthday, wedding, going out with the boys, like, it's not sustainable long term, and you're going to fail, and then you're going to gain the weight back. So diets focus on short-term weight loss, not long-term health. They don't teach sustainable eating or behavior change. Most people will regain the weight, and even more than before, after stopping the diet. So that's just another reason why diets are failing you and you are not failing the diet. It's not you, man. It's that these things aren't sustainable and they're too restrictive, leading you to rebound and gain excess weight than before. Which is my exact point. It's the system, not you. Diets create restriction and guilt, and the system itself is designed to fall apart, not you. The issue is not you, it's the dieting mindset. You don't need more discipline. You need a balanced, flexible approach that prioritizes lasting habits over a lifetime, rather than how am I going to lose 20 pounds in the next 2 weeks, and then after I stop that super restrictive diet, I'm just going to gain it all back because that was too restrictive and I cannot sustain that long term. That's not the way to go about it. The way to go about it is creating something that works for you, something that's easy to follow, something that's not super disciplined. Like, You just need a flexible program to follow that's going to set you up for success. That's all you need. Nothing crazy, nothing restrictive, nothing that you cannot attain. So, what if we switch the script again? Forget about going on diets. What if you could enjoy your favorite foods without guilt? Like you eat the ice cream, you eat the pizza without feeling like you ruined your progress. Like, how would that feel? How would it feel to be able to enjoy the foods you love without breaking yourself down and saying, I'm a failure, like I'm not disciplined, I lack self-control? How would it feel to be able to enjoy those things and still see results in your body at the same time? Like, to me, I'll do that all day. I love to eat pizza. I love ice cream. Like, if I can eat ice cream every once in a while and still look in physically perfect shape, like, I'm going to do that because I like to eat those foods. You don't have to restrict yourself and stop yourself from seeing results just because you don't think you can eat those things without seeing results. Like, that's why I teach my clients the lifestyle, the nutrition, sustainable habits. Like, you can still enjoy those foods and see results. Why wouldn't you just do that instead of being super restrictive and seeing results, but like your life sucks? You can't even go out and eat pizza with your friends because it's going to ruin your life. That's not the way. There's a different way that you can see results and enjoy your life. So what would you choose? Now, how would it feel to stay consistent without rigid rules? Like, picture a plan where flexibility is the key. No more cheat days or starting over on Monday. It's just a plan that's flexible with your lifestyle. You miss a day, okay, do it tomorrow. Like, it's not a you miss today, you fail. It's Tuesday, you miss Tuesday, you fail, and you say, you know what? I already failed. Like, I might as well just enjoy the rest of this week and start on Monday. Like, I'm sure you've done that because I have. I failed early on in the week and I said, well, I'm going to enjoy these last few days and I'll start back on Monday. And I ate a bunch of crap and gained more weight. And then Monday came and the same thing happened next week. I failed by Wednesday. It's too restrictive and there's no flexibility. So what if you had flexibility to enjoy those days? And even if you miss a day, it's like, okay, that's fine. I'll do tomorrow. But there's no more cheat days or starting over on Monday. That's gone. How would that feel? How about making small changes that add up over time? Like, think about the last time you went on a diet. You probably changed a lot of things at once. Just like that guy in the office with a bunch of notebook papers. You study, you write all these things down, and then by Tuesday it's like, okay, I can't do this. I quit. There's too many things to do. What if you just focused on making small, manageable changes that fit into your routine so you can build the habits that stick for your life, not just for a few weeks? How would it feel to make small changes instead of overhauling your entire life? It's a much more sustainable process. And I can tell you for a fact, it takes a lot off your mind of all that thinking about food all day. Like, am I going to fail? Am I going to hit all my goals? It takes all that pressure off of you and just says, you know what? I'm not going to be perfect, but I'm going to focus on these small changes that are going to lead to better habits for the rest of my life. And that's a much more simpler and easier approach that I feel is the best way to do it. Lastly, what if you could feel energized and motivated and not drained by your plan? Like, what if your plan gave you more energy instead of draining you with restrictions? Like you're constantly like, oh, I need to eat this many calories, or I can't eat this cookie. Like that's a lot of things going on in your head. What if you just took that completely off the table? Like you feel excited to keep going, knowing that you can still enjoy the food you love and see results, and you're not going to beat yourself up because you made a bad choice because that's not a part of the plan. So what if you could do these things and see results? Would you do it? Like seriously sit there and ask yourself, if I could eat the ice cream and pizza and see results and feel more energized and have a program that fits my lifestyle, that doesn't teach me to beat myself up, it doesn't teach me to be restrictive, like it's something that I am motivated to do, and there's no more cheat days, there's no more starting over on Monday. Seriously ask yourself, would you do that instead? Because that's what we need to focus on if you're trying to be healthy for the rest of your life. These are the things we need to focus on. And you can do it. This is exactly what I teach my clients to do. We focus on sustainable changes that fit their lifestyle, finally getting them results while still enjoying their life. Like my one client, Caleb, off the top of my head, he got rid of his belly fat while still going to In-N-Out. At least, not every week he went, but I would say every other week he was going to In-N-Out. I mean, he wasn't going every day, but he was still enjoying In-N-Out and got rid of his belly. Like this process is simple, it works, and it's easy. So if you made it this far, this is exactly what I teach in my one-on-one coaching program. If you want to stop with the short-term fixes and finally get results for the rest of your life, click the link below to schedule a free call with me, and we'll discuss your goals, see if you're a good fit for the program, and see what we can do to get you the best results possible.